Got no band-aids for y'all to put some in the boxes, so this happens again.
Okay, you may be seated. Defense, do you have any witnesses to call?
Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Rowan Patel to the stand.
Good evening. What is your name?
Hi, my name's Rowan Patel.
Ms. Patel, what do you do for a living?
For a living, up until recently, I worked for the reality TV show, The Saboteurs. I was the challenge designer for all 10 seasons. Before that, I worked on a farm. I used to build barns. Now I build challenges.
What is your involvement in today's case?
I oversaw the challenge during which, tragically, Mr. Armstrong passed away.
You mentioned you were a challenge designer. What do your duties as a challenge designer entail?
So I was in charge of designing and building all the challenges. And because of that, naturally, I was also assigned to manage the safety aspects as well.
What were the safety measures on the show?
Well, we did multiple safety briefings. I would run through each individual challenge, make sure there were not any risky elements, and if there were, I'd draw up contingency plans just to make sure things were going all right. You know, medical staff, safety teams, and emergency procedures. I did the same exact thing during rodeo season.
For the last challenge, what were the safety measures in place?
The last challenge was the diving challenge, so I made sure that the contestants had plenty of air. We gave them those oxygen masks, and this challenge was only supposed to take 5 to 10 minutes tops, so we gave them an extra 30 minutes of oxygen.
What safety measures were in place once the dive had begun?
So, get this, before each challenge, we would do a safety briefing with all of the contestants. Now, because it was a very dangerous challenge, it being in water and all, I had to make sure they knew what to do if they got in trouble underwater. What I told them all was to put up a big old X in case they felt anything went wrong.
And how would you see if a diver was signaling an X underwater?
Well, we had about 60 cameras underwater. Fancy things, let me say. But if a contestant were to hold up this X, then the diver should have gone in right away.
Ms. Patel, I'd like to take a step back for a second. You mentioned safety briefings. How did you keep track of when these briefings would happen?
Oh, hun, I'm real organized. So I made a production schedule every single week before the challenges, and that's how we kept track of everything.
Would you recognize a copy of this production schedule if I were to show it to you today?
Why, yes, ma'am, I would.
Point of order, Your Honor, I haven't got an opportunity to see this exhibit.
Let the record show.
Looks good.
Your Honor, would you like a courtesy copy?
Yes, please.
Ms. Patel, do you recognize this document?
Oh, I sure do, honey. I helped make this.
What is it?
This is the production schedule for that last challenge's day.
And is this a fair and accurate representation of the production schedule?
Yes, ma'am, it looks to be.
Has it been changed or altered in any way?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the defense moves to enter Exhibit 21 into evidence.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor. It has been stipulated that all objections have been waived.
All right.
Ms. Patel, what time did the safety briefing happen the day of the final challenge?
Oh, that morning, it was between 6 and 6:30 a.m. Get this, sun was barely up, rooster still crowing, and already we were talking safety?
Did the safety briefing happen at that time?
I'm sure it did.
Sorry. Thank Were there any other safety checks that you did that day?
Oh, yes, ma'am. 8:45 to 9:45, I did wellness checks on all the contestants.
Ms. Patel, what is a wellness check?
So that's when I would meet face to face with each individual contestant, and I'd make sure they weren't injured or feeling too bad before each challenge. I'd make sure things were going good.
Did you do a wellness check on Mr. Armstrong that day?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I did. Face to face. Oh, he looked exhausted, but oh, bless his heart. We all did. He gave me the good to go that he was chill for this assignment.
Were there any other safety checks that happened?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Our final safety check was 9:45 to 11 a.m.
What did you check during this final safety check?
So, all of my crew and the safety divers, we were reviewing all the safety plans and then making sure things were good for inspection.
Ms. Patel, I'd like to move on to the start of the challenge. Where were you when the challenge began?
Oh, me? Little old me was in the production van. My eyes were glued to those monitors like mud on a pig.
Did you have a chance to look at the footage review of this monitor?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I do.
Your Honor, never mind.
Looks good.
Your Honor, would you like a courtesy copy of Exhibit 5?
Yes, please.
Ms. Patel, do you recognize this document?
Yes, ma'am, I do. This is the footage review of that challenge.
And around what time, what caught your eye during the footage review? Did anything stand out to you?
Well, so for Rob Armstrong, the first few minutes went by swimmingly. He continued to go through and untie each individual ring he had to do for that challenge. But by the 4:30 and 5:30 mark, he started to have some trouble with that fourth ring.
Was Mr. Armstrong able to untie that fourth ring?
No, ma'am. He seemed like he was breathing hard, and he couldn't really untie that ring. By the 8-minute mark, nothing was happening.
What happened next?
Well, he started shaking his head, going back and forth. He was going up and down in the water, and eventually he ripped off his mask.
Miss Patel, who is in charge of the safety divers?
The safety divers. Oh, that was someone else on the crew, honey. I'm just in charge of laying things out.
Were the safety divers sent in at all during Mr. Armstrong's struggle?
I had no idea where they were, or why they didn't go in right away. Honestly, I had no clue.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant talked to you about getting revenge on Rob Armstrong, didn't he?
Well, I assumed so, yes, because he had trouble with the previous season.
So the defendant did talk to you about getting revenge on Rob Armstrong. That's a yes to my question.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
And this happened on more than one occasion, didn't it?
Yeah, it was about twice.
And you thought the defendant couldn't focus on anything else but Rob Armstrong.
Well, to be fair, I haven't talked to them too much besides the safety briefings, so
So
yeah.
that's a yes to my question.
Yes, ma'am.
And the defendant talked about Rob Armstrong on the show, isn't that correct?
Yes, ma'am, you said that.
And you'd recognize a copy of the TV show episode transcripts if I were to show them to you in court today?
I would.
Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes. Granted.
Would you like a courtesy copy, Your
Yes,
Honor?
please.
Permission? Here you go, Your Honor. I just handed you a copy of the season 10 episode transcripts. Isn't that correct?
Oh, that's quite correct, ma'am.
You'd say it's a fair and accurate copy?
Yes, it seems to be.
It hasn't been changed or altered in any way?
Not that I see.
At this time, prosecution moves to enter Exhibit 24 into evidence.
Excuse me. Any objections?
Yes, Your Honor. Objection hearsay. Would you like to? May I be heard?
Yes, you may.
This is an out-of-court statement that is being offered for the treatment of the matter, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Sorry. This is an out-of-court statement that's being offered for the truth of the matter, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I will only be referring to the defendant's statements in this exhibit, and if I may direct the court's attention to motions in limine, it should be the second orange tab in your binder.
Alright, give us a second to find it. The second?
Yes, the second orange tab.
Alright.
And page 2, you're going to see A1B, Your Honor, in reference to season 10 episode footage.
I only see 1A.
On the second page, Your Honor, A1B should be towards the bottom of that page.
C?
B,
B, okay.
yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
This motion that has already been granted states that any of opposing party statements are admissible in the season 10 season 10 episode transcript, which is this exhibit, Exhibit 24, Your Honor. As a result, the defendant's statements are admissible in court today.
Alright. Okay, for timeliness, I'm going to overrule.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, Ms. Patel, I want to direct your attention to page 5, line 194. Read silently while I read aloud for the court. Rob is going down. I'll go as far as it takes to end him. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I want to direct your attention to page 7, line 308. And what needs to be done is Rob needs to die. And I want his blood on my hands. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, ma'am, but it also says there is absolutely no confusion who the tap saboteur really is. So I assume it's the vocabulary of the show.
Objection, Your Honor. 401 more prejudicial than probative. This statement is being used out of the context of what it's supposed to be in. This is meant to be used in the context of the TV show, but the prosecution is trying to frame it as if it was being used in real life.
Do you have a response?
Yes, Your Honor. The probative value of this statement substantially outweighs the prejudicial value because the defendant did say what needs to be done is Rob needs to die and I want his blood on my hands. And as the prosecution, we are alleging that the defendant murdered Rob Armstrong. That's why we're in court today.
Alright, overruled.
Now, I just want to make it clear for the jury, I did read that correctly.
Yes, ma'am, but again, vocabulary on the show uses murder and kill as a way to say, I want someone to be eliminated from the show.
Now, I want to direct your attention to page 9, lines 382 to 383. And trust me, he will go down. And when he does, he won't get back up. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, ma'am, but it also says I have a few ideas about how to slow Rob down. So I assume this is in relation to the previous diving challenge?
So I did read that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
And all of these statements were made by the defendant, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, looks to be.
Now I want to talk to you a little bit about the morning that Rob Armstrong passed away. You checked the diving tanks that morning, correct?
I did. I was up at the crack of dawn.
You checked Rob Armstrong's diving tank, is that correct?
Yes, I checked all the contestants.
And his tank had 30 minutes of air?
When I last checked, it did.
And that's a full tank of air, correct?
That was a full tank of air that we put for the challenge, yes.
And Rob Armstrong, he was in the water for 15 minutes, isn't that correct?
Unfortunately, that's right, ma'am.
And when you checked his tank later that day, it was completely empty.
Yes, when I checked after the challenge, it was empty.
And you did see the defendant near the diving equipment that same morning, isn't that correct?
Well, the producer and the defendant, she was the saboteur, or he was the saboteur. So he had to go and look through everything. I believe he had permission.
So the defendant was seen with the diving equipment that morning? That's a yes to my question?
Yeah, I think I saw him.
So you did see the defendant?
Yes.
And you didn't confront the defendant about why they were there, did you?
Well, no, he said hi to me, and I knew he was the saboteur. So he was allowed to put different weights in the backpacks and stuff.
So you don't know what the defendant was doing there, do you?
Oh, no, ma'am.
Now I want to move on to talking about what killed Rob Armstrong. You had oxalic acid on the set, didn't you?
We used it mainly to clean stuff. That's all I knew about it.
So it was on the set, that's a yes?
Yes, it was somewhere.
And you could have used it for bleaching purposes, correct?
I believe it was for wood.
Objection,
wood
Your
bleach.
Honor. Lack of personal knowledge. This witness doesn't know exactly what oxalic acid would be used for. No foundation has been laid of her personal knowledge of what specifically oxalic acid is used in.
Response, Your Honor? Oh, yes, Your Honor. You saw the defendant with some white powder in their hand that morning, didn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't quite sure what it was. It could have been chalk.
And you saw the defendant put this white powder in one of the masks.
I mean, I didn't get a clear view, but I mean, I think so.
So that's a yes to my question?
Yeah.
And you believe that the defendant had a petty revenge scheme, correct?
Well, after the humiliation of the previous season, I assumed, he would want to get Rob
Objection,
eliminated.
Your Honor. Speculation. The question is asking for the witness to delve into the mindset of Charlie Martin.
Response?
I just asked this witness what she believes, Your Honor. She's not delving into the mindset of anyone else besides her own thoughts.
She believes on what, exactly?
She believes that Charlie Martin had a revenge scheme.
Sustained.
Yes, Your Honor. You believe that the defendant killed Rob Armstrong, isn't that correct?
Well, I wouldn't say killed, but yeah, I wouldn't say killed.
Is it your testimony today that you don't believe the defendant killed Rob Armstrong?
I knew he died, and I'm just not sure whether killed is the right word. I just think a lot of people had stuff to do with the death.
You're aware that you made an affidavit prior to this trial?
I am.
You had up until opening statements to change your affidavit?
Yes, ma'am.
I will be reading from page 6, line 170. Permission to approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
I just handed you a copy of your affidavit, Ms. Patel,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's your signature on the last page, isn't that correct?
Yes.
Now I want to direct your attention to page 6, line 170. This petty revenge scheme killed Rob. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, but I never said it was specifically Charlie. I just said it was the revenge scheme. There was a lot of cogs in the machine that went up today.
I did read that correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection, Your Honor. Improper impeachment. Your Honor, improper impeachment. The question asked if she believed Charlie Martin was the one that killed him, and this statement that is being used to impeach this witness, nowhere does it say that Charlie Martin was the one that killed him, rather a petty revenge scheme.
I'm gonna ask, does it say, I don't have a copy because I wasn't given a copy, so I can't really tell. But does it say anywhere that it was Charlie Martin's revenge scheme?
It does.
Thank you.
If I may direct the court's attention to the
I was
line.
asking defense.
Yes, Your Honor.
this statement, nowhere does it say that it was Charlie Martin's petty revenge scheme. All it simply says is this petty revenge scheme killed Rob and got a lot of good people fired. That is the whole statement, Your Honor.
Alright, response?
Yes, Your Honor. This witness also, the line after this, Your Honor, says, I lost my dream job and might become homeless because Charlie had to get revenge. This witness had that knowledge as they did talk to Charlie Martin.
Alright, the objection will be overruled.
So you do believe that the defendant killed Charlie Martin, that's correct?
Yes, I believe the revenge scheme did.
No further questions, Your Honor. I pass the witness. Permission to approach and retrieve?
Yes, counsel. Do we have any recross? Oh, wait, redirect? My apologies.
No, Your Honor. I just asked the witness to step down.
Alright, Miss